Hey, how are you guys? It's good. So, today, um, I'm be continuing with the old versus new of the series of unfortunate events. So, hee hee. Anywho, let's get to this. So, I'm all done with all the characters, and now let's begin. I'm going to start with the soundtrack. I think the soundtrack is one of the most important things ever. So, first, oof, this would be a quick one because I didn't want to make it this longer, but I really want to put so much passion on the characters themselves because god dang it, they're so important. However, the soundtrack, I have to go with the movie version because the Netflix version is just a bunch of musical numbers. They're not even creative and not even good. While the other one is actually really good and I love it. Especially the theme. One of my favorite soundtrack is not only the theme song of the movie, but also Aunt Josephine's theme song. It's so good, an otherworldly type soundtrack. It's so perfect for the movie. Alright, so done with the soundtrack. Now, the scenery of the story. Its background, um, it's otherworldly sets that you now the Netflix version, however, it's basically like a bright and colorful and happy, and there's some moments where it's all dark and gritty. But the movie version, however, it has a lot of realism and dark and gritty like world that surrounds it. Even supposed to be bright and happy, it still looks like it's a realistic world they're in. And I like about that movie. And it's so tough to point. So again, the movie version. Because I love its background and its scenery. And I love everything about it because it's such a really nice contrast to it. Especially the lake, the ocean, and it's so good. And I love the clouds in it. It's so pretty. However, now finally the story. Now the story of it's pretty tough because the Netflix has more story and more backstory and more explanation of why Count Olaf is, Count Olaf. While the other one, it's a pretty short, simple story where Count Olaf gives off the basics of why, and what was his plan, all that stuff, and he gets to care to the main adopted guardian that will try to raise these kids, you know, and in the end of the movie, of course, Count Olaf's trying to marry the oldest sister, not the baby. That'd be freaking weird. That'd be really weird. I mean, at least it'd be funny though. I mean, it'd be funny, but I don't know. I mean, it makes sense if it's the baby because the baby's kind of weak, considering he's in the cage. Spoiler. Whoever watched the movie, because it's pretty old. It's been around for a long time, and yeah. However, the Netflix story, it's pretty interesting because how the way it's keep progressing, but it sometimes just goes on and repeat itself in each episode and just leads to nowhere and it just gets really irritating. And it's just like, ugh, I don't like it. It's just not, it just gets really boring that fast. Especially each goddamn episodes are like an hour long. They're fucking hour long. My god. I would much prefer watching the movie than watching the show, because the fact that we have really bad, like bland, goofy characters and then we have stupid fucking soundtrack, and the only thing that's good is the background, and even the backgrounds are just not really that interesting, and they're not, and it's just sad. It's really sad that the Netflix series has completely just end with just, it just leads to nowhere. And for the movie version, it's so good that in the ending, it just leaves like a depressing ending, but in the way a happy one. That knowing that they'll still try and find a perfect parent, a guardian that'll help them and not use them for money or anything like that. And it's pretty good. And I like that. But I have to choose the story because I really like the story very much. And unfortunately, Netflix, they really need to get hired some really good writers and directors. Because I'm sorry, it's not the actors' fault. Don't blame the actors. That's just stupid. Honestly, honestly, you just really need to be careful with the writers and the director who's making these movies and shows. So I hope you really like this video. I know it's surprisingly short, considering I made up 30 minutes long about all the characters, but a short summary of it. But yeah, so I hope you really like this video. If you do, you know what to do. Like, comment. You can comment whatever you want. You think it's crap? You think it's good? Let me know. And then you could subscribe. Really motivate me and to make more content like this. So, thank you guys. Bye.